Hey, okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to log into your Canvas account, go to your dashboard, and as you can see, like I obviously have the Growing with Canvas, and the sandbox that they made me, and then I created just Cookson's creations to be able to play around with. Okay, so in order to do that on this page, all you got to do is go to start a new course. I'm gonna just name this one Sandbox just so that we're kind of playing with it. I'm gonna leave it private because yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. It'll make sense. So once you create it, you have a brand new one that you can sit and play in. Okay, so from here, if you're wanting to make just a new homepage that kids will go to, like everybody has been doing, you need to go into Pages, and you're going to create a new page by hitting the plus sign. From here, I just usually name mine homepage, whatever you want to do. Okay, and then in here, this part right here is that rich text. So whatever you put in here shows up as is. If at any point in time we talk about the HTML editor, like the coding and stuff like that, that's this. You got to flip it to each one. This does come in handy, and I'll show you when that's time. So before then, you got to have what you want. So if you're running pictures for this, I have been using Canva. It is freaking amazing. Now I have a little bit more options on mine because I decided to buy it because I wanted to be able to go ahead and just be able to make my backgrounds transparent. You don't have to. This is perfect and has a bunch of stuff that's for free, and I can show you how to get rid of the background if you don't want the background in there without having to pay for it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to create a design. And what you want to do is I found out through all my good learning and things like that the SoundCloud banner is the perfect size for a banner up top of your canvas. So that's the one that you want to choose. And it'll bring you in to be able to make what you want. Okay, and it is awesome. It is really, really awesome. So you can go over here to the side. You can pick your background. So one of the ones that I used, I wanted it nice and bright and kind of cheery, is I like this one here. I think it's cute. And then if you wanted to do a photo of yourself, you could upload a photo of yourself. Or what's really kind of cool is if you scroll down to the more, you can actually add in your Bitmoji if you have it set up on your computer. So I actually did that too, and so you can pick one of your Bitmojis if you want to, which this one's a fun one because it can be off to the side. So and it's just right there. All you got to do is click on it and it shows up on your picture. So you can do that and resize it to where you want. And then let's put some text in there. Okay, so let's see. Like I said, I want it to be, oop, that's fun. It's gonna pop. And I'm gonna throw a big welcome. Oops. And just size it out. I'm sure you know how to do all this kind of stuff, so I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time on that and just kind of put it where I want. Okay, so now that I'm done with that one, I'm going to go up to the download button. It automatically sets it up to PNG, which that's what you want. See, you can see there's these other options too, and I'll show you why I decided to choose that. So after I do that, I just hit download. It's going to go straight to your download. I don't know if you have downloads set up on your computer or right on your bar. I suggest it if you don't, because that's where a lot of things come. So I can come back over here to the sandbox once I have that. And what I'm going to do to put that into my area is I'm going to go to images over here on the side. And I'm going to upload a new image. And then I'm going to choose file, obviously. And mine's just coming straight up out of my downloads. And I'm going to click open. And it's going to ask me the alternative text. And I highly suggest that you do that, because basically that's what that screen reader is going to do. So I usually just put whatever wording is on it. So my alternative text is welcome banner. So if the text reader is kind of scanning it, they're going to see, oh, okay, there's a welcome banner at the top. And then you hit upload. All right, so you can see it is in there. All right, and it's not completely done, obviously, but for right now, I just want to see what it looks like, because that's what we do. So I'm going to hit save and publish. And if you hit publish, that just means that it's active within your thing. I do not have my sandbox published, so it's not like anybody can see it anyways. So I like how that looks. I just want to see what it looks as a home page as well. And to do that, I need to click on my home. And you can see when you do that, it's not there yet. Okay, so this is what you have to do. You have to go into your pages, and next to your home page that you just made, make sure it's published, and on the 3 dots you're going to go down and click use as front page, and so it gives me that option that has next to it that it's a front page. So when I go back to home and go choose home page, I can choose it. That pages is my front page. That's what I want. I want that home page as it. Save. Now my home page is my banner. All right, I can also go in and click student view and see what it looks like on their page, which I like it. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do a couple other things here in just a second. So I'm going to leave student view. All right, now I want to mess around with some buttons. Okay, so let me show you how to make buttons. Go back to, well, we'll sit to your pages, but let's go ahead and go to Canva. All right, I'm going to get out of that one and create a design, and I choose to do the logo because it's going to give me that perfect square to easily do circles or whatnot in. Now they give you all these beautiful things, but the easiest thing, if you want a circle or a certain shape or something, they do have in the elements. If you click on the elements, they have what are called frames, and you can go and see them all. Okay, so, and you can see a lot of these things are free next to them. They even had some really cute, I had made a button. I didn't actually end up using it, but I was just messing around, and I used the phone image to do a like contact me button. So those are some cute things that you can do. You can do triangles, you can do things that are offset, you can all kinds of different frames, as you can see. So a lot of awesome stuff, but if you just want a basic circle button, okay, I like to use, where are you at? Okay, down here you can see this is a circle with a little bit of white around it. This one has a lot of white, but this one just has a little white, and that way I can put I like to have them pretty bold and have like the black border or some border around it. If I didn't want that, I'd go back up to the regular one, but you can click on that, and then I usually drag it to its full size. All right, I like the black ring around mine, so I'm going to change the color. All right, and then the cool thing from here is now I can go to photos. All right, and I can, let's say I want it to be a orange button. All right, so I'm going to type in orange, and it's going to bring up a bunch of different things. Okay, so you can pick whatever you want. They'll show you whether it's pro or not. Some of them, looks like a lot of the pictures might be. Yep, that one's free, so let's do that one. So if I just click it and drag it over, you'll see it'll automatically pop into there if I want it to. So and it automatically do. So if I like that, but I want to adjust, like I wanted it more of that yellow color or more of that orange color, if you double click on it, you can move it around to which side you liked the best. All right, and then just click out of it. So now let's put our some text. All right, so let's say, oops, let's do class syllabus. All right, actually I want to make this too. You can change the font in here, which is awesome. So let's say you decided on that. It's kind of fancy, kind of cute. You can change the color of it. Let's make it a little bit bigger and center it. Perfect. Let's go with that. Okay. So from here, now because I pay for it, I just easily click transparent background, and it will download as just that circle and not this white background. But if you do not want to pay for it, which I totally understand, let's download it. Okay, so we're just going to download it just like we did with the banner. All right, so it is down in my downloads. And let's go to, it is remove.bg. This is a good one to kind of set up as your, as a bookmark if you were going to do some of this. So then I'm just going to drag and drop just right into it. It's pretty awesome like that. Into here, and it removed the background for me. It's done. So then I hit download. So, and the problem is with that one is just making sure. Okay, so it sets it up and it will say remove on it so you can tell which one's which. So this one's not going to have the background on it, if that makes sense, hopefully. Okay, so now I'm going to go into my pages again, and I'm going to edit this one that I'm on. Okay, so I'm going to go back to images. I'm going to upload a new image. I'm going to choose file. I'm going to choose that one. Open it. I'm going to put class syllabus link and upload. Oops. Well, here's a learning experience for you. You can see I didn't mean for it to be there, so I'm actually going to, if it'll let me move it down. Come on. Come on. If you're laughing at my video, I understand. At this point, especially. So I'm going to make sure. This is the only thing that does kind of suck, is it make sure that you have it where you want it. So make sure that you had clicked here and clicked down, so you made sure it went where you needed it to go whenever you uploaded it. Okay, so obviously I don't want my button this big. Now I can manually make it smaller. However, I'm going to make your life a little bit easier, so that once you go in and do this with all of your buttons, they'll be the same size. So what I want to do is, after I kind of made it a little bit smaller, I still have it highlighted. I'm going to go into, let's say I want 4 buttons to go across, but I want them to be in line with my banner, because obviously I would like things aligned, because what happens a lot of the times when I uploaded mine, and then you would go from like computer to looking at it like on an iPhone or an iPad, the buttons, some of the buttons would move down to the bottom, some of them they just would resize. So in order to do this, this is probably the trickiest part out of all of them, is to switch it over to HTML editor, and you can see everything is just text, okay? And it's a little crazy. So I want to go in, and instead of the width being like this and the height being like this, I want to, now this is where your man's math is going to kick in, okay? So if my banner is going to be 100%, which, hold on a second, like if those width and things like that don't show up, just kind of toggle with this a little bit and then click it back over and it should pop up. There it is. Okay, so obviously I want my banner width to be the same. I want it to be 100% to go across my screen, obviously. So I'm actually going to change that to 100%. And then the height to 20%. Okay? So this is one thing to take into consideration. Do that. Okay? So then your buttons, if I want to have 4 buttons across, what's 100 divided by 4? It's 25. So I want them to be 25% across, and then the other good thing with that is to do it 12.5% for their height. Okay, so that is another one to think. So once I get done with that, I can switch it back to the rich content and it has sized itself. All right, so then I can go back, and the nice thing about this is once I have it up, I could just come in here and change it really easily. So I can come in and be like, okay, I want to have a link to modules, or module 1, because I'm going to tell you something about that too. So instead of it being orange, let's say I want it to be, my modules to be blue this time. So I go in here, find something that's free, there's one, and drop it in. Okay, done. So again, I can download, remove the background, and do all that kind of stuff. I'm just going to do it transparent for right now because it's for the sake of time. So I'm going to go back here, make sure that I've toggled that on this time, upload a new image, pick that one, module 1 link, and upload. Taking a little bit. Pretty sure it's there. It just went down. All right, so I'll make that a little bit smaller for right now. And once I've toggled it, I should be able to see it on the other side. So if I can just go to the HTML, I'm going to change it again to 25% and 12.5. So half of that. And then I'm going to go back to the rich content, and you can see how perfect they fit. Okay, let's say I only wanted 2 of those, just for the sake of learning here. If I only wanted 2 buttons underneath or at a time, I would obviously do 50% and 25%, and then I'd go here and make sure that both of my buttons were those. 25, and then go back, and you can see how perfect they are. Okay, so from there, let's just save it. Let's see what it looks like. So this is what it looks like as in my pages when I go to my home page. That's what it looks like. So you can see it automatically changes its shape and doesn't move my things around because we use the percentages. So that's why that helps that way for the spatial aspect of that. So now let me just show you how to link things, because you're going to probably want to link different things into these. So if I go back to my pages, go back to edit, while I'm in here, okay, I'm going to make sure, so if I'm going to do class syllabus, and it just depends on how you're going to do it, I can have, let's say I'm going to link my class syllabus from a Google Doc, which is perfectly fine. So you can link it from your Google by just clicking the link, pasting it right in here, okay? And then it is linked. and you can go to it. If you want to actually just have it use the syllabus page that is on here, you can do that too. Or you could make your own page on Canvas and link it to that. So let's say I just want to link it to the syllabus page. If I go down to course navigation, it gives me that. Sorry, I should have showed you. You'll make sure that you're on links, that you have this highlighted, go to links, and then go down to course navigation and just click on the syllabus. And now it's linked to the syllabus page. So that's pretty awesome. Then module wise, same thing. So I can just go in, click my module. I don't have any modules set up right now, but if I did, they would show up right here, and I could link it to my first module just from here. So, and that's how you make those links work. So whenever I go to save, this one, as you can see, I did not set anything up for the module one because I didn't have the module. So you can see how my cursor is like that. But then when I go to syllabus, it does have the possibility to click, and it'll take me straight to the course syllabus page. So that is how easy that is and amazing that it can be. Now, I don't know about you, but like I like to kind of limit to how and where kids can sit and play around with. So for instance, let me go back and show you what mine looks like. Oops, that's not what I wanted, dashboard. So the one that I've been playing around with, this is my home page. Took a minute to come up. So what's kind of nice too is you on Canva, and I don't know if these were free or if these were only, but they do have things that move. So you can set them up to be GIFs. So you could download them as a GIF and you could upload it like that. So it's moving like that. But I have my things kind of set up to these different things. And as you notice, I didn't put modules on here because I want the kids to go in the order that I want them to go in, if that makes sense. So I'm actually having them start with kind of like a overview. Like I have a module set up to do like an overview of Canvas and like a how-to. So, but let me show you my student view. So my internet sucks. I have Cascom out in the middle of freaking BFE. But as you can see, like I limited, they have nothing on this side to go and look at, okay? Because I would rather, like, if you want to go look at your grades, click on the grades, okay? If you want to get to your module, I need you to go in the order that I'm going to have you go in, or things like that. Like, I will eventually, these will change as we go. I may not even start with this, but, like, I'll have, this is, you know, this week's module that we're working on. You need to go through here to work on it this week. Instead of going over here and clicking on modules, and then because if they can click on modules, they can see all of your modules, and I don't want to overwhelm them with that. So let me show you how to get rid of the things on the side that you don't want on that side. So let me leave student view. All right, and yeah, let me go back to that. Okay, so if you go all the way down to settings, this is where you can make a cute little thing that will be the picture that shows up for on your dashboard too for your course. So this is where you can make that. But on this, if you go to navigation, okay, so you can see all of these things and you know that they're on the side, okay? So, and this is another one, like you don't, like, I wouldn't necessarily want all the kids to have access to be able to see all the people that are in their class necessarily, but that's the special ed teacher in me, like to keep that kind of secure. But I don't want all of this on my kids' stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, if you see down here, it says drag items here to hide them from students, okay? Disabling most pages will cause students who visit those pages to be redirected to the course homepage. So most of these that I throw down here are going to kind of disable the kids from being able to get to them. So modules is one of them. So like modules, I didn't want the kids to go to this. So it's disabled. So like if they had a link to where all the modules were, it would just redirect them straight to the home page. They couldn't get to it. So then you're asking like, well then how did they get to their module? Well, that's why when you link like the first page or the first whatever of your first module to that link. So they're only going to get that first module instead of getting all of them. And that's how that works. And so I just went through and I just moved all of these down. You may want to keep some of them on yours. It is totally up to you and what you want it to look like. But like I said, I try to make it as easy as possible for the kids. So I just put it down here. I recommend highly to... these are another thing that I wanted to show you. So these, you see how most of these will say that they're disabled. It's going to redirect to the home page. So these, the grades and discussions, they can't be disabled. Like kids have to have access to see them, but you can hide them and give them other ways to get to it by linking things on your home page or somewhere to it. So now I have everything on there. If I hit save, and then I go back to home and looked at student view, they're gone. So that's kind of how that works. I recommend, usually whenever I was doing this, I would be playing around in my pages and my modules and stuff like that, and then go back out and check my student view often to see how things were working and how they looked, because there were some instances that I noticed, like I would click somewhere and I would be redirected to my home page, and I'm like, what the heck? Well, it was because I had hidden some of these things and I needed to relink something to a different page in order for it to work, if that makes sense. Also, I recommend downloading on your phone, is what I did. Download the Canvas Teacher and the Canvas Student, both those apps, and then that way not only can you play around on your computer to see how things look, but you can also get on that app and click sign in and then click student view, and it'll bump you into the student app so you can see what your stuff looks like on there. So once I played around on this, how do I get it whenever I finally get my classroom? How do I get that on there? So this is how this works. So let's say, let me see. So if I want to, let me see where that's at. Hold on 1 second so I can remember. Okay, yep. So if I went into settings, that's what I did. I went into settings, and if you see where you hit export course content, so I can create the export. Is that what I wanted to do? No, I don't think that's what I wanted to do. Totally gonna confuse you on this one right here. Just skip over this part here. But if I want to, basically, so if I wanted to, I could share to the Commons, and then be able just to import it from the Commons. So like I could share everything I did to the Commons, and then export or import it back into my classroom whenever I have kids, if that makes sense. Okay, so that's kind of how that works. you could copy this course. So like if you went in and you worked on everything and you liked most of it and you wanted to keep most everything the same for your other courses, you could go in, do most of your work in one course, and then I think this actually would be what you would want to do too. So you could copy this whole course into your into making a new course for your next one, because I don't know how they're going to push out students, if they're necessarily going to give you a new course, or if they're just going, you can put them into your course. So this would be another way to do that. You could totally just copy the course, and then you could go in and just make your small changes based off of what your course is to save you some time. Other things that you can do, so like I was kind of saying on the Landfair Connects that Sarah had put me under, and I said, like, if people wanted me to create a page for them, because I like doing that kind of stuff, I could go in and send to, and I could, let's see if you pop up. Yeah. So like I could totally create something and then send it to you. So that's kind of what I was saying too. So that's what's really awesome. So like say you and I don't know, you and Robin end up having one of the same courses, but because I know that happens. So like, let's say, I'm just throwing hypothetical because I have no idea what anybody's teaching, but like, so let's say you have, or if this is even a thing, so let's say you and Robin both have, you know, Bio 135. You guys could share, like work on things and share with each other so that you don't have to do all the work. I saw another way, and this could just throwing this out there. Another thing that I saw some teachers do that I was reading up on, and now this was probably like, let's say 4th grade teachers, 3rd grade teachers, but I've seen that done in the middle school too, or high school. But say you all have kind of the same course, there's 3 of you, you guys could create a course, a separate course, and just be like, and it be like a course where you're all co-teachers together, is what it was called. So then you guys go in and work together on creating the whole course, and then you would just push it out to your separate courses from that like group sandbox is what you could call it. So then you could work together and not have to put in as much work. So just ideas for everybody to kind of go to. So I think this is probably long enough. I'm going to stop. But if there was something that I didn't answer, just let me know, and I will make another video or can talk you through it or something like that. So just let me know if I can help. That's about it.